A Daffy Duck, giant Daffy Duck with teeth.
3 months ago, I was cutting grass in my front yard. And the mailman shows up with a letter from the Army. Now I'm here. No idea where I'm gonna end up.
First of all, thank you for another amazing film. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was quite surprising, quite thrilling, entertaining, all these things. I just loved it. And I'd like to kick this off with a few fan questions because we got a huge community back home. They submitted their questions.
Great. Okay.
So they only saw the trailers, so they did not see the film. And they were asking the both of you, what kind of idols do you have when it comes to filmmaking, and who inspired you to do that kind of movie?
I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. You know, The Thing is really awesome. So, you know, I mean, I watched a lot of movies and when preparing for Overlord, and that was one of many that I watched. But yeah, he's pretty cool.
Well, Tim, you stole my answer. I was going to say that. I was going to go for that with this one too. Bastard. Let me think. I mean, there are so many filmmakers whom I admire, and for this movie, I think one of the great sort of challenges of this film was combining genres. So to look at just one filmmaker, often there's sort of a genre that a filmmaker embraces, and I think the beauty of what Julius did in this movie is he sort of found ways to take you know, elements of great war films, elements of great horror films, elements of great action films, and combine them into some brand new cocktail that we haven't seen before. So in terms of influences, I don't think there's any one that I could at least see, but mine was Rod Serling. When I first heard the pitch, it felt to me like, you know, while he was a writer and not a director, it felt to me like a story that he would have told, and that's why I loved it.
Mein Senf, which is a funny name, it means my mustard, asked the following question. How far would you have gone? Which monster would you have created to stop Hitler?
Wow. That's a good one. I think, how do you answer it any other way than you'd go as far as you need to go? You go, well, I'm not sure how to answer it. I mean, how do you answer that question from my mustard?
A Daffy Duck, giant Daffy Duck with teeth, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not sure what that means either.
He'll know.
Are you friends with my mustard? I had no idea there was a history between Julius and my mustard.
What happened here? Some questions don't have good answers.
Robin Klink actually wants to know if maybe some days or years down the line, we will get the revelation that this film actually ties into the Cloverfield verse.
I think the fun of and one of the aspects of Overlord that I love is that it's an original film in a world of not many original films, you know. And as someone who's been involved in a number of reboots and sequels, like, you know, to get to work on something that in the feature world that is not based on pre-existing material is an incredible, liberating thrill, and to do it as well as, you know, Julius did is something that I feel really proud to be associated with. So we love our crazy little Cloverfield world and look forward to doing something else in that. Overlord stands alone.
I know that this isn't the life you prefer.
Well, Leonard Clean 2103 just wants to know, what's your favorite movie of all time for the both of you?
Such a tough question. Such a tough question. My favorite movie, if I was to be honest, is At Close Range with Sean Penn and Christopher Walken. I love that movie.
It's a very typical Leonard Clean 2103 question. My answer is I always loved the Philadelphia Story, just because the music of the dialogue between the characters, the performances in that movie, it is so charming and sweet and fun. So as a kind of comedy, that's my answer. And then I know this is the dumbest thing because it's sort of the most cliche, but having seen Citizen Kane again fairly recently, you're reminded that that movie is just infuriatingly perfect. I mean, it is so damn good. So that movie, to me, it's really hard to, you know. And then Casablanca, you see that, and you're like, come on, that's fantastic. And then you watch Rear Window, and you're like, wait a minute, that's kind of like, how does it get better? And then North and Northwest is so good.
Shit,
and
they're all great movies too.
Lawrence of Arabia, which we just, anyway, there's so many movies that humble you.
There's one final question that was submitted by so many fans, but also by me, actually, to be quite frankly. Is there anything that you can tell us, about Star Wars?
It comes out a year from Christmas. Cannot wait for you to see it. And we're hard at work.